In 1783, our country was healing its war wounds and putting together an infant democracy. However, in the midst of turmoil and the uncertainty of the times, the Continental Congress voted to honor George Washington by erecting an equestrian statue of him. 6 years later, the statue had still not appeared, but a greater honor ensued, and George Washington became our nation's first president. Congress was persistent. Plans were made for a federal capital along the Potomac River, and the elusive statue figured prominently in the plans. But President Washington, concerned about the nation's finances and its recovery from the war, suggested the money be spent on more important things. It took until 1888, more than 100 years later, for a fitting memorial to finally be constructed in this city. There were many delays, lapses in funding, and even a 20-year break in the work. But the Washington Monument was finally opened to the public on October 9th, 1888. The elevator platform used in the construction of the monument was converted to a passenger car, complete with ornate walls and with seats. Today, more than 220 years after the Revolution, we are again recovering from acts of war. The entire nation has shared an emotional trauma that in our history has few equals. New York and Washington, D.C. have suffered the brunt of the devastation, both physical and financial. The Pentagon and the World Trade Center are the tangible evidence of the attack. The uncertainties facing Americans are less visible, but have wounded the tourism industry and our economy. I believe it would please Washington to know that the reopening of his landmark today will be a symbol of America's recovery. His monument is a step toward bringing back America's economy. The extensive restoration that at times closed the monument to the public started in 1998. The nation and area residents watched as the monument was encased in scaffolding that glowed at night. Cracked, chipped, and patched stones were repaired, and the entire marble exterior was cleaned. Last night, I enjoyed the very special opportunity to have a quiet preview viewing of the statue, or of the monument, as part of a dress rehearsal. I know that locals and visitors alike will really enjoy the changes that have taken place in the monument. You'll be able to see the stones that are the commemorative stones within the monument that you can usually only see by going up or down the stairs. And today, you will be able to see them from the elevator. The new features and the work were funded by Congress and with generous donations from the private sector. This is another successful example of the kinds of public-private partnerships that make our Park Service the envy of the world. In fact, the original construction of the monument was done by a private group that raised funds to get the project underway. The Army Corps of Engineers took over in 1880 to complete the memorial. At various times during the restoration, we have enhanced the security of the memorial, and we will remain vigilant. We will not be cowed from enjoying the freedoms for which Washington and others have fought. In the wake of the September 11th attacks, people have found solace and strength in our parks, refuges, and our other natural places. The healing will continue. Our great national treasures serve as reminders of the strength of the American character. The story is told that one night at dinner in Mount Vernon, General Lafayette said to Washington, "General, you Americans, even in war and desperate times, have a superb spirit. Why is that?" Washington answered, "There is freedom. There is space for a man to be alone and think. And there are friends who owe each other nothing but affection." That American spirit lives on today, and it's stronger than ever before. Reopening this monument honors our founding fathers' ideals. It's a fitting tribute to George Washington on his birthday.